Hello, everyone. This is Michelle, aka Love Wins, and today's topic we are going to discuss why does my partner cheat on me? Working with my clients, I hear this question a lot, and I just really wanted to put a lot of emphasis on it has nothing to do with you. Like, don't internalize your partner's actions, okay? But it does give you a moment for you to look within yourself and figure out what are the core issues that are allowing you to stay in a connection where someone is constantly choosing somebody else over you and not meeting your needs, okay? So let's go into it. The first reason why does your partner always cheat? They never believed in monogamy. They never ever wanted to be in a commitment where they would only have to deal with one person. This person probably likes a lot of variety. They want a lot of different experiences, different strokes for different folks. Everybody like their coffee different ways, and this is probably the way that they came into the relationship. So it's very important that during the dating phase, you ask people, like, do you believe that a man or a woman can be faithful? What do you believe about being faithful? So another thing too, if they did tell you like, hey, I don't believe it, people can be faithful, then they're talking about themselves. And then that's when you have a decision on whether you want to continue to deal with this person or not. Because more than likely, how you meet them, what you see is what you get, okay? So the next thing, it's a little bit more internal. And I feel like this is rooted in like the core wounds, not feeling worthy enough, having low self-esteem issues. And a lot of people will use sexual partners in order to fill the void in their soul, of emptiness, like the thought of being wanted, the thought of being chased. It's like a false sense of power because of the lack that they have inside of them. So this is when we get to the core wound. And remember, you attract people from your core. So when I said that this is a learning opportunity to figure out what's going on inside of you, if they lack self-worth, if they need validation from the outside world in order to make them feel good temporarily, then it's very important to see, well, what is your core wound? And if they're chasing people or sex to fill the void, are you chasing them to fill the void? And then that's where you get the runner chaser, where you are chasing them and they are chasing multiple people to fill the emptiness inside of them. So then that's when we go to the next thing. It could be like an addiction, okay? So when we speak about sexual addictions, it's no different. To me, a sexual addiction, a drinking addiction, some people are addicted to their phone, some people are addicted to eating. You can kind of look at the sexual addiction as the same. It's like these impulsive, needing a way to kind of, it's like it's a distraction from yourself. That's what people do. You constantly eat. It's like you're neglecting your health. And then that's where we get that show where they be like, my 600-pound wife, and a lot of people are flabbergasted. And they're like, well, how in the world can you get that big? Seriously. But the real truth is I'm using food to fill the emptiness that I feel inside. I use food and I just shove it down and I don't know how to control it. And then that's the same thing that certain people, they do with sex. They use sex to constantly get that temporary high or that feel-good passion, and then it just dies out for them to continue to chase it. So it's basically the same concept. Another thing is, it's like society. I feel like with men, I feel like society makes it okay. That people feel that, oh, men have multiple women, and then they normalize a man cheating, or this is what it's supposed to be like. And the truth is, it's like there's power in a person being able to restrain themselves. So giving into temptation, to me, I just feel like there's a lack within, that someone, they're having a hard time with control inside of themselves, okay? So it's really important to understand that, because a lot of people feel that you can yell at your partner, you can talk down to them, you can ghost them, and you can do little things in order to prevent them from cheating any further. And sometimes it's so much more severe on the inside than you just pulling away, or you just taking sex away from them in hopes that they'll wake up or open their eyes. Like, honestly, when it comes to psychological issues or internal issues or core issues, self-worth issues, low self-esteem, that's something that needs like therapy, counseling, coaching. That is not something that just magically goes away, because you have to get to the root of it. And once again, it's also a learning moment for you to figure out, do I always attract cheaters? And if I do, what are the stories that I'm telling myself? Like, what is going on in my core? What's going on in my heart? What do I believe to be true about me? Or what do I believe to be true of what I'm deserving of? Okay, so are you neglecting yourself? Are you giving your power away? And if you are, what is the root cause of that? Do you suffer from abandonment? Were you abandoned as a child by a parent? Did your parents emotionally neglect you? It's normally those deep wounds of what makes people feel unworthy, and having to trash talk each other and relive out the unworthiness in their connections. So just understand that each connection acts as a mirror. It's always mirroring back to you your beliefs. So when we talk about self-worth, the more worthy you feel, the more you will be able to have your boundaries in place. And so when you have these boundaries in place, you won't even let people in like this, or you know that I'm worthy of something way better, so I walk away. Okay, so just be aware of that. And another thing for people who are dating, it's important to like ask the right kinds of questions to kind of see where a person is within themselves, because that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people's baggage, the internal issues that they're going through, and it's important for you to figure out what kind of baggage does a man or a woman have before you begin to take the commitment to the next level, because it never has anything to do with you. People come and show up to you with these internal wounds prior to you. They're only attracted to you once again because it's acting as a mirror, and it's always an opportunity for you to learn and just understand that whatever you decide to take, it's a decision, it's a choice, and you don't have to accept anything less than the best. But if you don't see that for yourself, once again, it's time to do like the inner work. Inner work is so important. Unless you're just going to be going in circles, doing the same dance, getting tired and getting the same exact results. So, and I feel like even on a first date, I feel like this question is appropriate. Are you able to restrain from sex? That's a good question. And it's not a question of harsh intent. It's not needy. It's just a question. You're on a date. So are you able to like restrain yourself from sex, from your sexual impulses? And listen to what they say. And the biggest thing is believe them. When they give you answers, believe them. Now, I feel like it's different. I feel in certain circumstances when they do, like they're superficial, they made it out to be like they're this person, they're faithful, they don't believe in all this, and then you let your walls down, and then the person is completely different. That's different, because you were lied to, and only time will tell the truth, because actions. So just wait to see someone's actions. I had something else to say. Did I say that? Oh yeah, like when a person, they suffer from like severe insecurities, and they use sex because it gives them a false sense of power. It gives them loving to have women or men chase them down, and even bigger than that too, like sexual trauma will have a person really addicted to sex. So if a person was raped, or the trauma will lead to unworthiness. Like, I was shown I was unworthy when somebody was able to touch my body without my permission, and it kind of, not for all, but it can also lead to a person being very promiscuous in their actions. So once again, it still all points to the same thing. It's not about you, and for issues like this, it's beyond you, and it requires a lot of core work, and for the person to seek help. So just understand, like, you always have a choice. You can always walk away. If the person decides that they want to get therapy, make sure you guys see a therapist together, because core wounds attract, and what makes me feel unworthy as they work on themselves, that's the type of relationship. I work on myself while you work on yourself. That's how it should be. There's no fixing. You can't fix people. We all have our own internal issues. So don't think that you can try to fix someone, or think that you can change them. That is out of your power. The only person you literally have control over is yourself. And it's so important to say that. Like, what's in my control and what's out of my control? And am I trying to control something that is just beyond me? You know what I'm saying? Because it's beyond you. When we talk about sexual addictions and somebody who's impulsive and cheating, and if you look at their behaviors, like, I say this to say that it's a risk, because if they aren't able to control their impulses or their urges, then you will also notice that in a commitment, this person got bad spending habits. If they don't know how to pull back and say no to giving themselves to someone when they're already in a commitment, then this person, they're awful with their money, right? They don't know how to budget, because once again, it's that urge. I need to get these shoes. So you want someone who has strong willpower and restraint, because your power is in your ability to restrain yourself. Or even knowing that it's late at night, let me stop eating. You know what I'm saying? So we might judge people and say, oh, they have this addiction. But if you think about it, addictions are just patterns that people have a hard time restraining themselves for. So your partner might have a sexual addiction, but you might have a phone addiction. Either way, it's an addiction, and it's a compensation for emptiness inside. Like, what are you running away from? Because that's what addictions are. It's like, I'm running away from something that's more deep that I have not explored yet. So, and please be free. Like, share your thoughts with me in the comments if you've been with someone that exhibited these patterns and constantly cheating. You internalized it and thought that, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, what is it with me? And it never had anything to do with you to begin with. But what is it about me? You can take that question and say to yourself, well, what is it about me? Because the truth is, it's like, you don't have to give your power away. You can take back your power by saying, well, what is it within me that feels like I have to take this type of treatment? Because not every human on this earth is a player. Not everybody on this earth has these addictions. There are people who are committed to doing the inner work and healing whatever is inside of them so that they can be their best them. So it's like a choice. It's a decision. But once again, sharing is caring. And I mean sharing is caring, like wisdom. So write in the comment box any other situations that you felt you have dealt with cheating and reasons behind it, okay? I send you so much love and light.